morning, everyone. It's about 9:30 in the morning. Well, a little bit before. Starting a little bit early today. We're going to be steamrolling through some Legion content. And I'm just going to go ahead and double check and make sure I've got this going here. Yep, it is going live. Okay, excellent. Alright. Now I'll double check that. Alright, let's get started here. We are going to do all of the order hall stuff. I would just go through the quests, but the order hall stuff it unlocks some of the things, and I'm not 100% sure if I need to, but I do know that there's some Argus content that is locked behind quests. So we're gonna go ahead and do it all. This is going to be a steamroll, even as a prop paladin. We're still gonna just barrel on through the majority of the Legion content. Yeah, that should be it. It should take us down to the portal room. And we'll go ahead and find that Wormrest Temple. Yep, there we go. Wormrest Temple. Is this going to drop us from the sky? It might, so we'll be ready with our Divine Shield. It's somewhere in this area on my bars. I know the one when you go to... Okay, good. When you go to the Dalaran one, you straight up die. So, let's go ahead and check here.
Well met.
Okay, that's
Farewell.
literally
Hi.
just the...
Can I assist you?
Yeah.
Till next we meet. Greetings.
Alright. Yep, that is... We've literally just gone to the area there. And that will take us... I would like to go to... Let's see, where are we trying to go? Shield Hill. This is in that direction. I'm guessing. It's down here? Yep, it is. Okay. Well, yeah, let's go down to the ground level and start heading in that direction. The good nice thing is in Wrath of the Lich King, we weren't barred from flying. Once you hit level 70, you had to purchase cold weather flying, which of course is no longer in the game. And once you purchased cold weather flying, you could just fly. And that sort of makes sense, because this is a supposedly a much, much colder place. Maybe mounts aren't acclimated. Maybe they need a special, I don't know, harness or something like that. I've gone on and on about this before. About how the way that they have added this achievement, the Pathfinder achievement, kind of flies in the face of being able to level up and then fly. I understand they want to time gate it, and they say it's not time gating, but it is. The intent is to keep people from hitting max level and then immediately being able to fly around and take advantage of all that comes with that. Now, while I agree that there needs to be some limit on there, or there needs to be some sort of thing. I think a lengthy quest that is not time gated would be better than what they've got right now. So, you know, I think a lengthy process to get, say, in this instance, a cold weather flying harness, or say for Draenor, some sort of acclimation to the fact that we're on a different planet. Maybe the gravity is different. Maybe there is some sort of thing there. For Legion, of course, there's Legion portals. Maybe it's a anti-Legion detection thing so that they don't just detect you flying around and shoot you down. That sort of thing. The sort of thing where you could fly, as in your mount can fly, but you would immediately start getting shot down by Legion anti-air, that sort of thing. I think that would be a much, much better way of handling it, especially in Battle for Azeroth. If we have airships and that flying around, it would stand to reason that you're getting shot at by that, and it's either some sort of stealth or some sort of well, no, stealth would probably be overkill because of the way the mechanics would play with everything else PvP, but perhaps um, some sort of quest to eliminate the need or eliminate the um, inability to fly. To either add it via some mechanic or to eliminate the thing preventing you from flying. And a lengthy quest I'm fine with. That's okay. As long as it's not gated behind either the behind story mission, I'm fine with that. So long as it's not gated behind something that we can't directly control, that being something like rep gains or uh, uh, an item level. Item level's not so bad, but rep gains, item level, things like that, I'm not okay with the withholding flying simply because they want to gate that via time.
This land haunts me still. So much pain and death. Well, let's get on with it. I bid you welcome.
Okay, we're going to talk to this guy and do some
We
stuff.
will meet again.
Find the hero's grave. All right. We're just going to keep going on here. We're going to ignore these mobs. The intent this being to steamroll this. Okay. What do we got here? We can just boop. And they're just going to, die as they enter my consecration. Yeah. Get some silver off of them. There's another possibility over here. And there's a few of these scattered around.
I need to get closer.
Oh, my
We
deviant
have
scale is
found
sold.
you, and you have found the grave. What's the next step? I will begin the ritual. Focus your will upon the spirit while our friend keeps us safe. Let's get to it. I die to ease the pain of my failure. Why do you disturb me? I've read your saga. Where did you find the shield? It seems you compel me to answer. My journey took me to Stormheim, to a tomb of warrior kings. There, I found a shrine to Tyr's champion, but was denied entry. I tried many times, until I could bear the pain no longer. I returned in disgrace, and sought to wash away my failure in the blood of others. We will finish what ye started. Return to your rest, and be disgraced no more. Thanks for your help, Tarhu. I won't forget this. It was my honor to serve.
Okay.
I must go to Netherlight Temple and inform the Conclave of our success. As for us, we should get back to Dalaran. I'll meet you there.
Of course. And we've got 8 minutes left on our Hearthstone. Let's see. Let's just start gathering around here. I think I've got... Let's see. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for my professions. I'm looking for Herbalism. Legion, Trainer, Outland. I don't have the Northrend Herbalism. So let's go ahead and see if we can find that. Let's see. Valgard. No, new Agament? Maybe I can get that there. Because I didn't want to pick this up. We'll eventually be rolling all over Northrend, raising that skill, but not quite yet. All right, what do we got here? Can we find an Herbalism Trainer? It's been ages since I've been to Northrend. Poison vendor. Back when rogues still used poisons. Well, directly anyway. I think they still use them in some capacity, but it's not required to carry around a bunch of poisons anymore. Just like you're not required to carry around a bunch of ammo as a hunter, which when WoW Classic comes out, I'll definitely be doing that for sure. All right. I'm just going to check this. I still got 6 minutes. I'm going to put this on our bar. Okay. Just so we can see that. And let's see. Typity type. Okay. All right. Here we go. All right, Eastern Kingdoms. So we want Northrend. For the Horde, we've got Vengeance Landing and Warsong Hold. Okay. Well, I got 5 minutes left, so we might as well find this. I think Vengeance Landing's right over there, so that's where we're gonna head. And here's one reason. Even if they require during an expansion having to have the achievement, I think that post expansion you ought to have you ought to have the ability to fly or be more easily obtainable. So many other things have been changed to allow for that. I'm a little unsure of why they haven't backdated that to include Draenor and Legion for that. I understand that they don't do the legacy raid loot until the expansion's once removed. And so I can understand why they might limit Legion flying, but I don't agree with their philosophy in the first place. So they probably aren't going to change that anytime soon. They've got a really good way of keeping people playing in terms of keeping the subscriptions rolling in. So I don't see any reason from a business standpoint that they would change that. However, from a quality of life standpoint for the players, there's every reason to change that to a let's take the cooking training here.
I am forsaken.
Get all of these. There we go. From a quality of life standpoint, there isn't really a good reason to not allow us to fly. And I understand they want us to play through their game in the way that they would prefer. But I disagree rather profoundly with their method of enforcing that. Leather working, skinning. This is probably where that is. If we can get off our mount here for a second. Herbalism Trainer. There we go. There we go. All right, now we can do that. We got a minute 30 seconds left, so we're just going to kind of fly around. And look around for some herbs in that. Just to see what we can find here for a minute. One thing I do like is the way that it defaults to certain raid levels. It would be nice to be able to change things to a higher difficulty level in case you wanted to do that, but they've opted for another equally viable alternative. There are some of their decisions design-wise that I am perfectly fine with. They don't really matter either way to me. But as someone who doesn't play every day, or even when I am, I would have to focus on that. Like I'm having to do this for Legion flying here. And the reason why we're doing this, now that I've talked a whole bunch about other things, the whole reason why I'm doing this steamroll through Legion content is solely to get Legion flying. We'll likely do a similar thing with Draenor, except for Draenor requires different... the Draenor Pathfinder requires some different bits here. So if we go Pathfinder, Draenor Pathfinder, we have the Tanan Diplomat. We don't have to actually do all the other factions, so we aren't going to care about that. You can see we just have to do it through here. Now, Vol'jin's Headhunters is pretty easy because you can literally just farm it. Or sorry, not Vol'jin's. Saberstalkers is the one. So that is really, really handy. And we're probably going to go through that after we do Legion. The nice thing with the way that they've done the leveling changes, the scaling, is you can just completely skip Draenor. And the reason that that's so nice is they had streamlined the process of leveling. Not made it a whole bunch easier, but they streamlined the leveling process in Legion to where being required to deal with the not being able to fly wasn't as inhibiting. The layouts were a bit better and that sort of thing. So Legion's not as bad as Draenor for that, but I do want to have the flying largely for farming, but also for leveling alts, as I do intend on leveling some alts all the way through, and I kind of want to go through the Legion content because it's pretty decent, so we're going to do that. Before continuing on with this, we are going to go ahead and go back to Dalaran. And this is the Dalaran not from this expansion, but from Legion. Because in Wrath of the Lich King, Dalaran is over the Crystal Song Forest, not over the... not over... Where is it? Broken Isles. Alright, here we go. I have been to Argus and done a whole bunch of work there.
Greetings.
But I'm kind of putting that on hold for the minute. I'm not looking for the... I think you have to get revered. Well, let's see. Broken Isle Diplomats. Yeah, let's take a look at Broken Isles Diplomat real quick and check that. Oh, man. Broken Isles Pathfinder, Broken Isles Diplomat. So we do not have to get... oh, we only have to get revered with those now. Nice. I think that was a change. I don't remember that's a retroactive change or whether that was how it was in Legion. A revered won't be so hard to hit. Well, we should be able to get revered, honored, or revered by just powering through. The reason I was doing the Argus rep was to get exalted with Armies of the Light, and that enables the purchase of the Light Forged. What's it called? It's a 500k mount, and it kind of fits with the aesthetic that I'm going for. There aren't a whole ton of mounts that do, so.
I'm glad you could make it. The shield is close. I can feel it.
I'm here, aren't I? Let's find this shield. Some of us have a war to get back to.
Keto's the best healer around.
Our
We're lucky
enemies
we
will
didn't have to
fall.
wait in a queue for his services. How are you doing? Tomb's up ahead. Let's get in there and find that shrine.
Get it? A Q.
We'll follow your lead, hero.
Alright, let's kill this.
Despoilers! Halt! You pollute this hallowed ground with your greed! Be gone!
It's not greed. I just want a really powerful weapon slash shield to defeat the Legion. It's greedy about that. I mean, that's a great dragon mount. I would like to have that. It's a long stun. Oh, okay. That's nice. That's handy. Oh, cool. What? Alright, that's neat. Wonder if I can still use this. Ah, it goes away. Oh well.
Well, look at that. Seems Jurgen was the champion, and he came here after tears.
So that's that yellow looking H thing. Okay, so those push us backwards. Okay, let's just use our ability here. Egrim's challenge. Do we just get to go in here? No.
A glowing door. Wee bit obvious, don't you think? What have we here? This tablet says you need to withstand the door's gaze. I'm betting that's not gonna be pleasant. Care to give it a try?
Yep.
Use protection magic! That damage is too much for me to heal!
I don't have a target. He did it.
Oh.
Better than being a pile of ash on the ground, ain't it?
Okay.
Oh, another tablet. This champion is still forged, never touched by the curse of flesh.
I bid you
should take care.
greetings, opener of doors.
Opener of
You
doors.
are the
We're
first.
collecting our titles.
I am Yegrin,
We're gonna have Daenerys
champion
Targaryen levels of
Tyr.
titles before
Let us
too long.
see if you are worthy to
Not
bear
actual
his
ones that we can
shield.
use, mind you. He's the champion of Tyr. He's literally the champion of a god.
Long have I waited for one who
This is a
proves
pretty cool
worthy.
area here.
Face me in battle, that we might test your heart.
Okay.
Let us begin.
Yay. Really stunned him right off the bat. Okay.
I am beaten. You are indeed worthy.
I did say
Were Tyr
steamroll.
alive, he would make you his champion. I hereby bestow Truth God upon you. Use it to
Hey.
defend Azeroth from its enemies.
Claim Truth Guard. It's pretty neat. I did like the artifact weapons aspect of it. It was pretty
I
cool,
am
but
weary. With a worthy successor, my long vigil is at an end. Fight for truth and justice, champion. In tears.
we've got no we've got no artifact power. I think there is a point at which, and I think I have the wrong. Oh, I didn't transmog the cape. Whoops. Well, I'll have to fix that later. Yes, we've got that. Return to Dalaran. We've got 14 minutes left, but we can run out of the tomb and go other places. There's really cool. There's a couple of little side doors here that we can't go into. I'd like to know what's in those doors. Some glowing doors, some non-glowing doors. There's probably some good stuff in there. Other champions, perhaps, to fight for things. I think that would have been nifty, but it's probably a little bit backtracky for most people. While we're waiting, let's go ahead and do some. Let's go ahead and do some quests, some world quests. Oh, we can't fly. Oh. Well. Let's just go back to Dalaran then. We'll be able to do a lot of these pretty easily. I do want to do this quest line though, because that'll unlock our order hall, and it'll unlock some followers as we go through.
We will prevail.
Meet at Light's Hope.
May the light give you strength.
How do I get there?
Take care of yourself.
Alright. Dalaran Crater, fly to Light's Hope Chapel. So, those of you who played World of Warcraft back in the classic days and haven't played it since, you'll remember that the... sorry. You'll remember that the Light's Hope Chapel was in the eastern Plaguelands. Silver Moon is actually up there. That's from Burning Crusade. But Dalaran used to be there, protected by a bubble that we couldn't get into. Now we're going to where it was at the time. And this does plonk us down in the middle of the air and when we fall. So we're going to Divine Shield to keep from dying. I don't like that this teleports us to the air above it. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, I understand that they needed to... I understand that they needed to... have some different way of getting here, but I don't understand the method they've gone with on this. Now, I can fly, so we're going to go ahead and do some of that. We're going to drop down here and grab... What is this? Oh, it's a herb. It's Mage Royal. Got 49 out of 300 in our regular stuff. Now, I could hop a Flight Master. I think, though... Eastern Plaguelands. Okay, we're going way too far that way. We could do a Flight Master, but I think it may end up being faster just flying on our own. Not much, but it could be. I also do get... See, here's the thing. I would be okay with... and I'm going to go back on my flight in Draenor and stuff rant. A flight speed increase in that area. That would be neat. And then you would see then you would have people flying around much, much faster who joined earlier and have done the work. That would make sense. But limiting flying, oh, what is all these? Limiting the flying to only people who have done the rep work at all is, well, it doesn't make sense from a lore perspective. And I don't, if they justified it in the lore, I'd be okay. I'd be annoyed, but it'd be understandable. Whereas as of right now, they haven't really explained lore-wise why we can't fly in certain places, and that's something that to me seems a little bit. I wouldn't exactly say lazy, but I would say low effort for what they're giving us. There's no reason they're doing more work to add the achievement than they would to allow us to do that. So they are doing more work, which is why I say that the way they've implemented is not lazy. I just think it's bad design. And that comes from a perspective of someone who's played through this game, who's been playing it. And I haven't been playing it quite since the start, but pretty close. And I've been playing pretty continuously and seeing the changes that the game has gone through. There are a lot of changes that they've made that are good in terms of streamlining the leveling experience, the quality of life changes. But then there are some, such as the changes to requiring a flying achievement to do to fly at all in expansions. Doesn't sit well with me. Just as someone who played the game for multiple expansions, it doesn't make a lot of sense. And what it does is it penalizes people who've joined later, and their whole enabling fast catch up philosophy that they seem to have now, with the ludicrous amounts of gear rewarded from ludicrous item levels awarded from new things, requiring a stat squish every freaking expansion now instead of limiting that in some way. Instead of making the item levels matter more, they have just vastly increased the number of item levels, and that irritates me, because I really think that something a couple item levels higher ought to be significantly better. That's just how I feel about that. There's also the upcoming level squish, which has supposedly been confirmed. There's a few YouTube channels that are reporting it as confirmed. I don't know that what they're indicating is confirmed is actually an actual confirmation. However, I do think that we're not going to bother going for that. It's too far. But I do think it's interesting. I do think it's an interesting way of going about it. Or it's an interesting indicator, I should say. Okay, we're having a hard time here. I like the idea of adding mount equipment that they're doing in 8.2. What I do not like about the way they're doing it is they are removing innate abilities of mounts. I understand they're doing that probably for balance issues, so you don't have a water mount that can also do other things. But I believe, because that would make those water mounts and people would give people who have gone through the trouble to get those water mounts an edge over others. But I think that in a game, if you're willing to put in the effort to gain an advantage, one should have that. I don't think that they should just level the playing field every time they try to implement a new system, because that means that the people that have put in the effort, while they may while they may still have some measure of the advantage that they got, it's a bit it seems a bit like penalizing people who have gone through the effort. They're awarding the ability to add water walking to any mount, and they're allowing people who have the mount or who do obtain the mount to obtain it more cheaply through the vendor who sold the water walking mount via reputation requirements, or with the gating of reputation requirements. But that doesn't speak to the issue of now my mount that I spent many, many hours in gaining. It doesn't speak to that being a unique and special thing anymore. The same thing goes for hunter pets. There's a lot of things that now you can just go get. And while I understand that they want things to be more accessible, it takes away from the uniqueness of having certain pets. With all pet families having the same abilities, the same stats, that hunt for that rare pet that was part of Classic is just no longer there, and it's a disappointment, especially to people like me who played from early times. Now I understand why they had to normalize the player attack speed, but normalizing the pet aspect of that, especially for beast mastery hunters, really takes away from the uniqueness of that spec. I understand we're the only ones that can have exotic pets. I get that, but that's a small part of what makes a beast mastery hunter unique and special. We can have things like heroism or bloodlust via primal rage. That's cool, but allowing every single pet to have that just makes it too easy. And I don't mean easy in the sense that it's just easier to get the pets with those abilities. I mean, it's just too easy. And this is coming from having played MMOs back in the day, like the original EverQuest. It was a pain in the butt to get some stuff in that, and it was a high effort. You could raise all your professions to max. It would take a while, and it took a lot of effort. But the people that did were massively rewarded by other players, and not so much by the game. And I really feel that they should have gone for that sort of approach in WoW. Now, I'm not saying they need to implement the ability to use all the professions on one character. There are other games that do that, like Final Fantasy XIV. You can level all the professions on one character. However, that could take away in the way they have certain other things implemented. That could take away from the replayability for max level characters, and it would very likely decrease the overall subscriber count over time as people kind of max things out and finished up, and then decided to wait till the next expansion to continue playing. The thing is, there's a lot of people that already do that, and I don't think that they're gaining, well, they must be gaining something financially from it, or they wouldn't be doing it, but I really think that they could be accomplishing more if they decided to implement a little bit different system. I like things in EverQuest 2. They did a scaling thing where you could group with lower level characters. Final Fantasy XIV's done it, and while those don't have the popularity of WoW, implementing such a system in WoW, assuming you could do it without violating intellectual property laws, would be fantastic. The difficulty being they would have to develop it from the ground up, and they might have to pay royalties, and I don't know that Blizzard is going to want to do that. However, it would be a huge quality of life improvement. enabling me to group with lower level players, particularly friends, or for my wife, for her leveling her characters. I wouldn't have to create a brand new character to level and then to have the upkeep on as we leveled. I could just use whatever character I'm on at the time, and it would, and have it de-level the stats and whatnot. And I would probably be more powerful. There would be some power leveling involved, I'm sure, but it would also enable more cross-play with other players, and it would encourage higher level players to play low level content if there's some sort of reward from that. And again, that has been done successfully in other games. And why Blizzard has not implemented that, I can really only conclude that they either don't want to, or that there are intellectual property issues with doing that. So sadly, that's a feature that we may never see. I feel like if they were going to, if they're intending on implementing that sort of feature, they would have announced it by this point. Hey, we're going to implement this. And I feel like Battle for Azeroth would be a prime time to do it because, really I think Legion would have been the time to do that. Specifically, wanted to get everyone up to speed. And that would eliminate a lot of the need for catch-up quests or catch-up gearing. And, I think I think there's a lot to be learned from the way other games do it. I really do think that there's the possibility to implement such a system without negatively impacting the...
Welcome.
Oh, I can't sell items to this merchant yet. Oh, right, I got to do this part of the quest. Because you don't want to negatively impact the game economy with something like that. But you can already go back and farm those things.
These fine men and women need
We've already got time walking, so it would be nice if it would award on-level gear.
I will address them on your behalf.
If you could queue for legacy content, that would be pretty neat.
Paladins of Azeroth, you've gathered to mourn the loss of High Lord Tyrion Fordring. Many of you look to him as an ideal, the paragon of what we all strive to be. Let us observe a moment of silence for a great soldier, leader, and friend. In the light, we are one, brother. Always. Inscribe your name into the Librum of Ancient Kings, so that we may begin the ceremony. You all know the noble deeds of the champion at my side. This hero has been chosen by the light to succeed Tyrion as High Lord. Under our new leader, this order shall become a mighty weapon brought to bear against the Legion.
I think it would have been better in this if they had implemented as, hey, we're a new champion for the Paladin Order, instead of the leader of it. Because then that would be, we get sent on missions, we do, that would fit with the lore a little bit better, and it avoids the complication of, hey, we're in a new expansion. Also, it avoids the complication of, hey, we have literally all the other players playing a class, and we're now, we're the leader of the Paladins, except for we're not, because literally everyone else.
The Order of the Silver Hand is reborn. Together, Sargeras himself shall shatter it our might.
Oh, it really doesn't scare Sargeras at all. I think they could have done some better writing on this, instead of making it 12-year-old cool.
Lord Shadowbreaker will be expecting you. This way.
I can find him. I've got an arrow on my map. Alright, so we've got things. This is what gives us our, hey, go to this place or this area of zone thing.
What can I do for you?
They cut down the number of zones
Light bless you.
for leveling, and I don't like it too much. All right, initial strike point.
Shadowbreaker,
We're just going to do
the
this
High Lord would
loop
like to
here.
peruse the reconnaissance you've gathered on the Broken Isles.
King's honor, friend. Go with
We're also going to
honor,
get a little bit of gold by doing this. And now we're going to be required to go around and talk to these different, well, to talk to some different
Light be
people. And
with you.
Champion of the Light, Crown of the Silver Hand,
Be careful.
accept. Champion of the Light, we get this.
For the alliance.
Hey, we got the Crown of the Silver Hand. It is ludicrous on us. We look like Bumblebee from Transformers there. Oh, actually, you know what? I kind of like that idea. Now that I think about it. I think that's what I might call the transmog. All right, so we get travel to Dalaran through that portal, but first we're going to grab this quest from Tyrosus.
We will prevail.
Rise Champions.
My life
Yay.
for the Silver Hat.
Okay, Blood Matriarch.
Azeroth will not fall.
Bolstering your
while we
arsenal.
stand. Walk always in the light.
Let's
At your
go
service.
with...
You can always count on me. We will prevail.
Complete that quest.
Azeroth will not fall
Mysterious
while we
Paladin.
stand.
Blah 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 blah. So we're gonna grab that. That two-hander looks pretty cool, and the silver hand.
Anaria Shala.
Crew you.
I do relish a
Okay.
good fight.
What's going on here? Oh, I'll go turn that in. We do want to pursue the Mysterious Paladin.
Greetings.
Get some order resources. That's great.
Light bless you.
And do the mission map. Dark Storms. Okay, what do we got? Dark
At your
Storms.
service.
Okay, we have to do that one. Dark Forward Supplies. We can't do yet. All right, that's that other one from Argus. Okay, so travel to Dalaran, Dark Storms. That'll be completed in a little bit. We're going to do the Mysterious Paladin next. What do we got here? Keeper of the Ancient Tomes.
How are ya?
Can't research artifact knowledge because it's boosted. So we're going to get... we've got it right here. Let's go ahead and equip it for now. Let's create a new set. And we'll call it Legion something, I think. Or just artifact. What's a good artifacty? Let's go like that. Let's just call it Truth Guard since that's what it is. There's Truth Guard and we've got Oath Seeker. So now we can... All right. There we go. As I don't remember whether you can actually gain artifact power while you don't have it equipped. So we'll test that. But I don't want to miss any of the main quests. All right, Paradise Lost. What? Paradise Lost. Oh, that's a turn in there. All right, Mysterious Paladin. It's also over there. You'll notice we have a nice little icon for Sanctum of Light. We also can't fly because Blizzard has made a bad design choice. Or poor implementation of poor implementation of a design choice. Let's go ahead.
You are. Over here, Azuna awaits.
Complete quest. We'll talk to him after this. Let's talk to Mysterious Paladin.
Goodbye.
We're going to do this one
My
first.
brother spoke of a
Take the
dragon
portal to
called
Wormrest
Lamagusa
Temple.
At Wormrest Temple. Seek her out while I prepare a strike force for the tomb.
We're doing these. I don't think I get. I might get. Doesn't look like I get reputation. Let's do that. Okay. Go to Wormrest. Keep going there. I think I can just put my regular stuff back on, so we're going to do that. There we go. I'll need to fix my transmog at some point. And we're coming up on 1 hour. We'll probably go for 2. I'm also looking at leveling, well, not looking at, I'm planning on leveling a character Alliance side in order to get the Cultiran Human, because I have a character that I want to play on that. I have got it back on US US servers, but in order to...
I should get back to it. Galakron's rest can be dangerous.
Oh, shoot. I didn't want to do that.
Perhaps a tracking spell will be of use. There. A bit of magic to
Oh,
help
no,
you
that
follow
is.
in Galford's footsteps.
Oh, that's weird.
Good luck.
Good luck. We're just going to fly. Bye. Well, I could continue the quest without really intending to. So, I have a character that I want to play. If you've ever seen Full Metal Alchemist, there's a character named Armstrong who is kind of a warrior monk sort of alchemist. And he often fights completely shirtless. It's a thing he does, but it's pretty thoroughly entertaining. And I have on the US servers, or on the North America servers, I should say, I have got a monk created. But what I want to do is...
A silver hand was forged by Jotun.
Oh boy.
Tyr's dearest friend for many ages. When Tyr found proof of Loken's betrayal, it was Jotun who stayed behind to hold off the foe.
We're gonna have voiceovers
His
going over
mind
top of each other.
flooded by memories stored in the spark of the noble watcher.
All right, here
He
we go.
learned of Tyr's ancient battle
Broken
against
statue.
Galakron, and of the hand he lost in the dragon's maw.
The fact that it's Void Wraiths lurking there should be an indicator.
Your friend sought out Jotun, but the
I'm
spark
gonna kill
did
this Void
not
Wraith back
warn
over here
him
at
of
this.
the cruel curse with which Loken twisted the Watcher's mind. The Paladin rushed to the chasm south of here, only to meet his doom.
Okay, there we go. But I want to make an Armstrong character. To do that, I need Culture and Human, and to get...
I've been looking all
Oh,
over
hi.
for you. Have you found... Oh, no. I am truly sorry. It looks as though your friend was crushed. What could have...
Leave this place. Loken's curse compels me to slay the allies of Tyr. Until he comes to collect Tyr's spark, I must defend it.
What is this essence the giant speaks of? I would have words with you. Hello there. A just cause, hero. I shall stand with you against the might of Jotun.
All right.
Be ready.
Oh, I'm ready.
You leave me no choice. I must destroy you.
Poor guy.
The pain, it frees my mind of the curse.
Basically, most curses in WoW can be dispelled by slapping someone hard enough.
Loken's enchantment
If
will
it doesn't
let me
dispel
die.
it, then they'll
We have only
be
a
dead
moment
anyway, so...
before I fall into madness again.
It's pretty
Here is the
handy.
spark. Take it and flee. Keep the memory
Why do I need to
of
flee?
my fallen friend alive.
Oh, there's a Healy bit. Oh, that's the spark of Tyr. Okay. Was it the Allspark? Is Tyr a transformer? Because that paladin armor looks a hell of a lot like Bumblebee.
Desire, I can take you back to your city in the sky.
Yes, please. Thank you.
I will return later for Galford's remains.
For Tyr!
They definitely used a Cindergosa model there and just put a different skin on it, it looks like. Which is kind of disappointing. But okay. I'll deal. Just like I deal with High Mountain Tara not being able to be paladins. I know. You're there saying, oh, it doesn't fit the lore, but I don't believe them. I just think they wanted to limit it to make it less confusing. As you know, people would make... Moosadin would be a real Moosadin, but he's not. He's more of a Cowardin, but...
Tyr, you can make your way there through the portal to Dalaran Crater. I will meet you there with additional forces.
But I don't want to...
Frina, find your brother and rally at the tomb.
Oh, down to Azuna. Okay, yeah, we're going to wait on that. Now we're going back to Dalaran Crater again, going to the marked locations in Tristfell Glades. See, this was, back at the time, a decent quest, and now it's just... I say decent because you can't really say a good quest because there's so much backtracking. Like, I get it. They don't want to just hand it to you. But, you know. Not a huge fan. Man, boop. And we'll fly off. We gotta go to Tristfall Glades. And we'll harvest our way over there. Yes. Yes, it will take us a little bit of time. Yes, it will lengthen it. Yes, I also didn't note it down in my description that we'd be harvesting along the way. But I do need to level the mining and herbalism in for the classic anyway, at some point. Well, not classic, for vanilla, I should say. There's a difference between vanilla and classic. Classic, I mean the actual WoW classic that's coming up. Vanilla is the current iteration of the game. But the vanilla content. That's what I really mean. I think a neat implementation would be a change to the outlaw rogue, making them more of a ranged class. I realize that rogues are not now, and nor have they ever been ranged, but the what's it called? The survival hunters are a melee hunter, essentially, and I don't think it's too much of a stretch to ask for outlaw rogues to be a little bit more ranged. Now, you'd have to rework some things. Thrown, some of their things instead of dagger stabs, so it'd have to be like thrown daggers, that sort of thing. But I think you could do it without too much fuss and muss. Although, I'm sure there would be some balance issues to work out. I think it'd be really worthwhile, though. I really like the idea of a ranged rogue. And some people are like, well, that's just a hunter. It's not just a hunter. Rogues have the stealth aspect, and they have the randomness, what is it called? Roll the bones and that sort of thing. There are some things that set them apart. However, if you want to maintain complete distinctiveness between the classes, or between the specs and the classes, one should probably alter a few other things as well. Namely, not making all the pets the same. Namely, actually limiting the
there you are. The area was
bloodlust heroism
secured at
thing to a
great
couple of
cost.
classes
This
instead of
cannot
multiple
continue.
ones.
We must retrieve the silver hand and destroy the entrance to the tomb.
Okay.
I will complete the ritual to release the hammer and collapse the tomb. But we must be quick. I can sense evil emanating from the tomb.
The tomb down there?
You and I shall lead a small team in first. Let me know when you are ready. Greetings.
I'm ready.
Until we meet again, just a brief swim, and we'll reach the tomb.
There we go.
Behold, the tomb of Tyr, built by the mighty. Wait, these monsters care. Pains me to see such
Supposed to be Holy
destruction
Paladin, but we're not.
threaten the resting place of the Silver Hand. Well met. For Tyr. Look there. Save yourselves. Let us cleanse this chamber.
Yeah, we're gonna be killing stuff faster than we're gonna need to heal them. Oh, geez, guys, why'd you go that way? Yeah, we don't care about that.
Greetings.
Let's just heal you up there a little bit.
Well done, everyone. Let's wait. What is that?
Heal you guys up. I like that it doesn't fail it. But let's just kill you real quick. Jeez, guys.
At last, we can begin. After the ritual is complete, and we have the hammer, the complex will collapse, sealing Tyr's resting place forever.
Seems like a particularly poor thought out.
Something is wrong. One of the other sparks isn't here.
What a surprise.
I can sense it below. Probably taken by one of those monsters.
You
We
think?
must have it. We will begin the search when you are ready, champion. Well met. Once we clear an area, reinforcements will secure it. Onward, paladins! Argent Crusaders, secure this area. We will press on.
Oh, geez, guys, come on. Yeah.
I'll take care of this.
You can't take our crap without me. What's interesting is this little cavern layout is something that they reused a fair bit in Legion.
This chasm. It's too far away.
Horrific aberration. Come here. Come here, buddy. I'm just gonna bop you a few times.
My brothers and sisters. I am all that remains of the Tyr's guard.
What?
I have the spark. The battle this place has seen has warped reality too much. We must finish this now.
Alright, to the void and the light opposing. There isn't a way to save those guys, actually.
We have wounded. Aid them while I cover you.
Oh no.
Good fortune. Kronakai Christor.
Live. Two
Oh,
gods.
cleanse. Oh shoot.
Dark presence emerges from the void.
I don't
Something
have
big. We need to
cle-
move now.
There we go, cleanse.
How are you?
Okay, I can't cleanse the what? Oh, is that a holy only? Yeah, it's magic. Okay. Alright. Well, looks like we're going to have to change to holy. To cleanse these. Played Holy Pally like ever. Shock, Holy Light. Cleanse, there we go.
The Naru have not forgotten us.
Excellent. And with no time to waste, let's move. Everything is in place for me to complete the ritual. All of you, defend the tunnel!
Victory lies ahead.
so doing, you will ensure Tyr's remains are protected for all time.
Yay. We got Silver Hand. That's actually a pretty cool look.
We have the hammer! Everyone run! The tomb is collapsing!
Yep. Kind of wish we got that armor that they're wearing.
Your escape means nothing.
I mean, it kind of means something. We got the Silver Hand. Oh no, you'll find us again and we'll kick your butt again. And back to Legion. Hooray! Taking long enough to load. Oh wow, that was some intense loading stuff there. Oy. All right, Silver Hand. Oh, okay, that's going to be in the place. All right, so let's.
Knowledge is power, but using it wisely. Let me know when you are ready, champion.
Do that. Let's go quickly turn in the Silver Hand so we can get that out of our friggin' quest log. I find it odd that they didn't provide us the flight back to the Silver Hand to Light's Hope, but that's okay. We'll deal with that. Sanctum of Light. Ooh. All right.
At your service.
Completing your arsenal. Let's not do that right now.
Always in the light.
We did not get rep for that, so we'll hold off. How much time do we have left on? Oh, hey, that's completed. Okay.
Well met.
Okay, do this.
Be careful.
Train squires. We'll do this.
Azeroth will not fall while we stand. May the light give
I
you
know what that sign
strength.
for the sky is. Completing your arsenal. You know, we'll go ahead and pick those up. That one's pretty quick.
We will prevail. You can always count on me.
All right. So that's the bit with the retribution
Welcome.
artifact. Already got 2,000 resources.
Safe travel.
Hooray. We did the train of the squires. Yay.
What can I do for you?
Let's recruit all.
Keep your feet on the ground.
Let's look at. I can't remember where the order hall upgrades is, but we want to get pushing on that as well.
Need help? For the Alliance.
Wrath and Justice now. We need to
I
At your
am the
service.
blade of the light.
Wrath and Justice. All right. Can we do a combat ally? Okay, she's on a mission for an hour. All right. Well, she'll be next time. She'll be next time. What does that mean? Let's see. The Guardian, Dollar and Crater, Uther's Tomb. Okay, so that's the Retribution. We're going to stop tracking that. And we're going to go to down to Azuna. we'll get started on this. So, we're now getting into the actual zone questing section. There's five. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zones, and then there's a 6th added in Argus. Actually, there's 6 added in Broken Shores, 7 added in Argus. So, yeah, we're gonna have slightly more total in Battle for Azeroth, but again, implementation, the way they are implementing it, I'm not a huge fan of. I like the idea that there are zones that are primarily aimed at Horde or Alliance, but I like that more based on geography, not on, hey, we're limited to the quests. Now, it's fewer quests they have to develop, so that is certainly true. It's a valid reason to do it. But it would be nice if they would at least state this is primarily for development reasons rather than we think this is better for the players, because it's not necessarily.
Nothing's worse than saddle sores.
Like if someone wants to level primarily in PvP, they could then opt for the PvP
demon
zones.
hunters have set up camp on the far side of the island. Perhaps they can help us locate the Pillar of Creation.
Oh, we're going to be able to solo all these. This will be great. We'll be able to solo all the content, so we won't have to find groups and whatnot.
Look there. Naga forces.
It'll be cake.
We have competition from Queen Azara herself.
And they've been teasing Azara for, what, 2 expansions
she must
now?
also be after the Pillar of Creation. This is unexpected.
They've been teasing Queen Azara for a while.
Breathtaking.
And I don't understand why they did it in this order. I think Battle for Azeroth would have been a better precursor to the Legion bit, rather than the other way around. Battle for Azeroth could be, hey, Sargeras stabbed Azeroth, and now stuff is going really super weird, but he's out of our reach for whatever reasons. And then moving into Legion. That'd just be my preference for storytelling arcs. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to be fighting the Legion, literally the antithesis, the one that's been causing all the problems on Azeroth.
There is no hope left.
But that's just me.
Surprise.
Go.
Azeroth must not
Talk
fall.
to
Nice
you.
weapon you have there. Speak with Jason Alari if you'd like to help.
Lord Illidan knows the way. I've sacrificed
Reignite
everything.
the wards.
What have you given?
And
My life is dedicated
Demon
to
souls.
destroying the burning legion.
all right, what do we got here? We'll put the do some mining here. Oh, hey, fell slate, living fell slate. Nice, we got it from a from a dude there. All right, so let's activate the ward. We're also going to kill rares on our way because we'll get the max level reward possible from them. Yep. Yep. Revan Drath. 99. War resources. Hooray. Okay, so we're going to go over here. We're going to drop our...
Mortal flesh parts so easily.
Okay, we do have all of our stuff.
I don't have a child.
Did we get any... Oh, you do it post-kill. Okay. Alright, gotcha. That works for me. We're just going to go ahead and get these as well along the way. There's 6. And we'll make it 8 here shortly. Okay, and we'll drop it right here. This should be our last 2. go. Super easy. I think that's, yeah, we can't kill him yet because of story reasons. We'll eventually be able to. And we'll be able to, you know, just kind of slap him down.
My life is dedicated
Let's
to
go with
destroying the
the-
Burning Legion.
That.
Do not give in to the power of the Legion.
Azeroth must not fall. Remember, nothing is more important than the Legion's destruction.
Okay. Come on, lady. Let's get this show on the road. This is Court of Ferondis, which we got to get to Revered.
Lord Illidan knows the way.
Let's start this. Let's also take a look at our reputation while we're doing this. So we're looking at Legion, Court of Ferondis. Oh, well, we're already honored with them. Doesn't matter. Let's go at Court of Ferondis. Let's make this an experience bar. Why do we gotta be so quick? Okay.
Your Titan gods have abandoned you.
Not too
Lay
worried
down
about
your
that.
arms. There is no hope left.
Okay.
We are all that stands between the Legion and annihilation.
Okay.
I have sacrificed
From within.
everything. What have you?
We're
I
gonna go
will
to
see
place.
to it that the Legion gets no farther. You, Korvas and Sienna, attack the Legion from within. Then, we will wipe them out together.
Ooh. Would be really nice if I were able to. Oh no. Morag Crusher.
You are no demon, friend or foe.
I mean, look, I've got.
Death to the Legion. We will work
I'm a
together
Tauren.
to destroy the Legion from within. We are all that stands between the Legion and annihilation. Trust in Lord Illidan's plan.
That's really weird. Huh.
Illidari, what happened here?
I didn't give in.
Okay, let's keep going. Get some more things.
They have all been tortured.
They did things. You can't hide from me.
Things,
We
Coral.
are all that stands between the
And
Legion
stuff.
and annihilation.
What did they do? What did the demons offer you?
The demons promised us unimaginable power.
It's unimaginable, partly because they're lying. Well, actually, you'll get the power, but you won't be you anymore, so to speak. I don't think I will.
Who did this to you?
The warden tried to convince us to turn traitor.
You'll tell me your secrets before you die?
Yeah, I'd have to be in danger of dying there, buddy.
The Legion conquers all!
Not right now, they don't.
My life is dedicated to destroying the Burning Legion.
Did anyone give in?
Siona Nightglaive turned traitor. She joined the Legion.
I've sacrificed everything. What have you given?
Where did Sienna Nightglaive go? I need to find her.
Let's go up this way. There is a rare up here. There's some more up there. Do I have? I thought I have Legion mining. What do I have? Yeah, I do. Got Laystone. Period. Okay. I'm wondering why. Wondering why I don't have Fell Slate. Oh, just because I got the living Fell Slate thingy. Alright, well, it doesn't look like we can actually get to that one that is showing up right there. So we're just going to ignore it. We're going to head over here and mess with this cache of Infernals. Infernal Lord. Hey, great helm of Infernal Lords. Alright, there we go. Oh, we can't harvest them. Alright, well. That still does percentage-based damage, it looks like, not number-based. If it was number-based, it would do a lot less damage to me. Sadly, that is no longer the case, or never was the case. Percentage-based basically keeps you from bypassing the amount of damage that it does. There's Blurg. I don't care about him right now.
You'll tell me your secrets before you die.
Yeah. Let's go get the key. We just kind of showed up and it's like, hey, the key's over here. Yeah, doofus.
Get the key. Let's get over there and free that.
No, I was going to leave the key sitting here. I mean, you know, I could just smash things. Stands to reason if already defeated the Legion and I have stuff that's more powerful than when I was fighting the Legion, I could just, you know, kind of smash these.
Thank you. I am Stellagosa. My thanks.
Lord Illidan knows the
Now
way.
I am going to finish off the warden who did this to me.
Stellagosa, no! Come back! I have to find Stellagosa and Cyanna Nightglaive. Meet me up at the Overlook. We will finish this business together.
Come, do your best. Nightglaive has been undergoing some changes.
I'll break you.
We are ready for you.
No, you're not. You think you are, but you're really not. Trader's Overlook. Lovely. All right. What do we got here?
Feel the fell energy course through. We've been expecting you. How is Khadgar? Fellsworn Nightglaive, prove yourself. I have other matters to attend to.
Yes, my mistress.
I am more powerful than all of you, but I was promised.
You were a pawn.
Are nothing but a coward.
Let's get out of here before we're overrun.
I don't think becoming overrun is a problem. I'm pretty sure at this point I could stand against everything except for Legion's strongest champions. Just send them all. I get more Avenger Shield procs. I throw my shield a bunch. They all die.
But even now, the Legion is summoning in more powerful demons.
Now, if they sent all their boss level, you know, that would be a problem.
We cannot allow them to regain their momentum, or the Broken Isles are lost. You must come to the Azure Wing Repose.
See, I really wish they had done more of a rework and made, you know, added new zones, sure. But I wish there was more invasion stuff continuously through the rest of Azeroth. Because it's not as though the Legion only has to commit to one area. They can invade more than one. It's portals, guys. They can invade multiple areas at once.
Lord Illidan knows the way.
Knowledge is power, but using it wisely is the key. Do not linger here too long. The Legion is attacking everywhere.
The Legion is attacking everywhere.
I am certain that if anyone can help you find this pillar of creation, it will be my grandfather.
All right, then. Let's go. A sign from the sky basically sends us to a... what's it called?
Our soldiers grow weary of the Naga's relentless assault. Rally the Night Watcher's champion and drive the Naga back to the depths where they belong.
Sure thing. I feel like I was in the middle of a sentence there and I kind of stopped, but I can't remember what it was.
Target something first.
Okay. It's 2 of 10. Rally you. Sea Struck. That's adorable.
It's too far away.
There we go. Hmm. We are getting some, what's it called? World quests for rep done here. It's kind of nice. Really, these guys that aren't really cowering anywhere. This is where the Court of Ferrandis rep people hang out. We'll be coming back here quite a bit. That was not what I meant to click. Okay, let's talk to you and off-sell some stuff. Alright, so we'll get rid of that, that. That can stay. Those can go. Yeah, there we go.
Till next we meet.
Okay. There we go, Fathom Commander.
I'm out of range.
One, two, three. Boom. And Valiaka, the Stormbringer. She's taking a little bit longer to kill.
We appreciate your help, champion.
Not by much.
You've allowed my people a moment's
Man,
rest.
Court of Ferrandis by 225. Really, I should have been doing this all week because this is a rep gain week. I kind of feel bad about that. But I also want to get started on this rep so I can fly around. Oh, we've got another rare.
I'm out of range.
Bye, Daggerbeak. More order resources.
My life
Yeah, we're
is
gonna pick a few
dedicated to
quests here.
destroying the Burning Legion.
Beware the
Lord Illidan knows the way.
Know
Remember,
some of it.
nothing is more important than the Legion's destruction.
So this basically branches us off into two other quest hubs. There's another one down here, Maritime Law. We're not going to do that just yet. We're not going to head to Shackleton. We're going to continue on with the story questy bit. And then we'll continue on. Pick up
This does not look good. He is
path.
not well. What is happening here? The fate of our world hangs.
Talk to him.
I know why you are here, small one.
Let's get some crackling layworm cores. Come on. It's the wrong place to go. It's further up. Okay, I've gone into the wrong one down there. There's got to be another place. That was where I went. Where I needed to go was over here. That's right. We got an innkeeper there as well.
An infestation of leyworms has broken out in the Ley Hollow caves. If you plug their tunnels with heavy stones, it should help contain them.
We'll worry about the Leystone cores later. Oh, that does speed it up a little bit. What? There we go. That's a little weird. Sure felt like we were right on it. That Leyworm core. Oh, they're 103.
What's that? One of the bigger worms is burrowing through. Stand ready.
It's too far away. I need a target.
There. Get Leystone ore. There's also a treasure chest. We don't have the treasure chest maps for these areas yet. So, let's see. So we need to kill more burrowing leyworms. We need to kill them anyway for the regular quest. Finding these will be fun. Okay, you've just done that. It's annoying enough. Crackling Leyworm Core 6. Well, 3 of 6, I should say. Living Leystone sample, nice. Basically, the living samples allow us to get more, or have a higher probability anyway, and thus get more from mining living objects or living nodes. Basically anything made of stone, that sort of thing. I got 4.
I need to get closer.
This guy. There he is.
I believe that will stop their influx for now. Thank you, champion.
Okay. We need one more crackling leyworm core. $225 rep per world quest is not bad. It's a little quicker than it was. I think they did raise the amount that you get. And doing them as we go is worthwhile, because we'll have less to do once we finish with the zones. So the reason why we're doing this, instead of just going straight to world quests and getting that, which honestly that would get us our first big chunk. Well, let's see, we've got, yeah, Quarter Ferrandis. Yeah, it might actually be worth doing some of these, but it would also require going around to those and unlocking them, and yes, it would ultimately be faster.
I believe we can help each other.
Can you help my grandfather?
Senegos, we seek one of the pillars of creation. I know it is here on Azuna.
You speak of the Tide Stone of Galdaneth. It was shattered long ago.
Urgent message for
The
Senegos.
Tidestone?
The
Shattered?
Nightfallen have assaulted the
How?
Whelplands.
I
These
do
four
not
whelplings
know,
need to be
but
treated
I
with ley
know
crystals
where the
immediately.
pieces lie.
Rest now, grandfather. You must save your energy.
Okay, I'll grab some cracked ley crystals.
Don't be so eager to
From
mourn,
this cave.
Starlight. Give me this one last adventure.
At least these aren't like the mana worms in Karazhan, which are, or Karazhan, I suppose I should say. They're thoroughly annoying because they don't take damage from anything magic, and a big part of a paladin is magic attacks. Now, I think that they ought to have made that a threshold or something. I realize they can't necessarily go back and just undo it, but making paladins useless in damage dealing there was an interesting choice.
I feared we might lose that one. He was so weak when I found him. My keepers are overrun and take him to Senegos.
Okay.
Another Nightfallen attack. Bring my child to me, young one. Stellagosa, do me one last favor. Oh, you are a kind small thing.
Okay. I'll work on a bit at 148. We're looking at
Farewell, grandfather.
human monk. Nah, we don't care about them.
See you soon.
We're going to go ahead and end the stream for now. Might do something a little bit later. Do have a Skype time with the folks. They've finally gone and seen Avengers Endgame. So we're wanting to talk about that. It's been really cool having seen my parents develop a interest in the superhero genre, and while that's not everybody's cup of tea, it certainly seems to be something that we can connect on. And I'll tell you folks, connecting with your parents, especially as you grow on and move up into young adulthood and further on, is some of the most valuable thing you can really do in life. But all that aside, we're going to call it here. It's a pretty cool ground cover effect. I will call the stream here. Might be back later. Certainly be back tomorrow with, I believe, Rust is our starter for the week. And go do some exploring there. I think I might actually finally tackle... I might actually tackle the launch site. I'll do some preparation for that later today, and then if we go ahead and tackle that, then we will have our first access to elite crates, which will be pretty cool. We could access that one in the junkyard, but I don't want to have to keep making those jumps and dying repeatedly. So, Rust tomorrow. As always, I want to thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any suggestions, go ahead and send it to my email, Twitch, or Facebook. either my Facebook page or the Facebook group, both Moose Rush Gaming, and I'll take a look at that. I might post a poll up on there to see what you guys want me to play next. Just thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all later.